Welcome to episode 7 of Umineko. It was a good time last time. Really great music set to Maria reading a letter as Beatrice. And it was silly, and it was funny, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. So things, I said at the start of last episode, things are ramping up, but it only seems more so as we go on. Each step we take, we're getting closer and closer to, the ceiling breaking and everything flooding down, and we'll see where it leads us. The strange letter that the witch had entrusted to Maria wiped all memories of dinner from our minds. Maria was repeatedly barraged with questions by Aunt Rosa and the other parents, and became increasingly ill-tempered when they refused to believe her. If we kids tried to butt in, they'd probably ignore us. Our parents were all stirred up, firing back and forth about the gold and the distribution of the assets and completely forgetting that we were even there. I'd already guessed they'd been talking like this in the shadows, but I hadn't thought they'd been so blunt. It gave all of us kids a considerable shock. From what we could overhear, all the parents wanted more money as soon as possible. Back and forth about grandfather's inheritance. Back and forth about the distribution of gold if it was found. About advance payments and cash. It was so despicable I could hardly bear to watch, even though one of them was my father. I mean, we did learn that all of them are in, their own complicated and really bad predicaments. So they're all in one-track minds, just set towards getting that money by any means possible. That's all they care about right now. It looked like Jessica felt the same way. We left our seat. Did I accidentally skip something? No. Okay. We left our seats without being asked to, and went to hang somewhere well away from our parents. Oh, but Maria has to stay behind, doesn't she? You're finally getting a bit of what Kinzo feels. Yeah. Did you never realize your family's true feelings? Or at least your parents? I mean, you seem quite surprised like this. Now that they're not putting on airs and they're just coming straight out with it. But yeah, I mean, Kinzo, if his family, his children only care about, they're coming at him like tigers. They only care about the money and nothing else. Obviously, that would get pretty tiring for Kinzo, I'm sure. Although Kinzo has extenuating circumstances aside from that, but yeah, you weren't under any impressions otherwise. This is just what you came to expect. Oh? Just because they're being so blatant about it rather than, rather than trying to hide it? Jessica looked down at the floor, irritated. She was always talking about how bad her parents were, but maybe she hadn't really felt that way deep inside. The depths of Jessica's shock made that clear.
未成年の君たちはご両親に養育してもらってるからお金を得るというのは単純な綺麗事じゃないよ。未成年である今にそれを理解しろとは言わない。
George is coming in, trying to look at it from a realistic point of view. Maybe he understands to an extent how they're acting.
でもご両親なりに何かの努力をしていることだけは認めてあげてほしいな。やれやれ。
ジョージの兄貴は人間ができてるぜ。
Yeah.
ジョージ兄さんは社会人になってバリバリ働いてるけどよ。金とか財産とかそういう話になったら、
Vulture.
うちの親父たちみたいに強欲むき出しのハゲタカになれるってのかよ。
Oh, give me one moment, guys. I'll be back in 15 seconds. Okay, sorry about that. Jessica's worried that George has already gone too far and he's just become like their parents, rather than
自
sympathizing
分だ
with
けの
them.
話だったらそんなことはしたくないよ。でも家族や社員、部下やその家族の生活を背負ったら戦わなければならない時もあるかもしれない。
You got a lot of responsibility, a lot of people relying on you. You know, you're pushed to do things, become a person maybe you may have once looked down upon, or maybe you didn't understand at first. I see that, definitely. Fighting like vultures just because they feel like they have to. Maybe it's not so much greed as it is just expectation. You have a responsibility to provide and to, you know, support a business or a set of people. And you change because of that. You have to become someone not so great.
私はそんな戦い嫌だぜ。
You don't understand it now, but maybe if you were put in that situation for long enough, you'd start to find that you changed even when you didn't mean to, just because you had to.
小さまの遺産がどうのこうのなんて話、ヘドが出るぜ。
I don't know how much of it is that and how much of it is a greed thing. And I imagine it's probably varying levels for each sibling. And some of them might be more interested in self-gain, and some of them might be, you know, trying to keep so much on their shoulders that they feel like they need it, or they won't be able to move on, won't be able to continue. Jessica has no remorse for it, though.
もうこの話はやめようぜ。じいさまの隠し黄金がどうのこうの、財産だ遺産だって話は親たちの問題で俺たちの問題じゃないさ。
僕も同感だよ。せめて気を利かせて親たちの話し合いを邪魔しないのが子供の務めだと思うね。
なんだか面白くねえぜ。
Jessica's reacting so much harsher than the others. Balor's just like, yeah, my opinion couldn't get worse by Dad. Jessica, she claims that she knew they were like that. It seems like just seeing them being so open about it has got her in a real way. Everyone knows the phrase, adults are filthy, but we had now seen that for ourselves, and that really did give us a considerable shock. George Anarchy was now pretty much an adult, and I had already been disillusioned with my dad, so the shock wasn't that big for us. But Jessica seemed to be taking it hard. That she is. Apparently she'd received a bigger blow than I'd thought. She always talks how badly about her parents, but it looks like she hadn't changed at all on the inside. I see. Even now, she's still a pure-hearted, delicate person who can't doubt others. She still had that hope that, I mean, like, she basically knew, but she still had that innocence to her where she was just like, you know, still wanted to see the best in people. But now this is a situation where, you know, no matter how hard she tries, she's forced to see the worst in her parents. She can't close her eyes and pretend like this isn't happening. Oops. What was that? I'm sure she respected her parents as much as anyone else does. And then her parents started raging about going, money, money, inheritance, inheritance, my money, right in front of all the other parents and the children. It's no surprise she received such a shock from hearing that.
ジェシカちゃん、 どうかお父さんとお母さんのことを嫌いにならないで。
I
理
don't
解
think
し
she
ろとまで
will.
は言わないから、せめてどうか嫌いにならないであげて。
分かってるよ。少し放
She's
って
just
おい
trying
て
to
くれよ。
process right now. 6 years ago, I would have kept taunting Jessica even after she got all dejected. But I guess I really have grown over the last 6 years. I realized it'd be better to leave Jessica alone right now. Jessica suddenly looked away sulkily and left the parlor. She probably wanted to be alone for a while. I could do nothing but wordlessly watch her back as she left.
そういえばマリアちゃんはどこに行ったんだろう。
Did she leave? Or was she still being interrogated by the parents? I was under the impression you guys just kind of snuck out while she was being questioned.
多分まだ肖像画の前でいじけて
Oh,
るん
did
だ
she
ろ
go
う
off on her own? Maria truly looked up to witches, and she'd expected that coming in direct contact with Beatrice and receiving the letter as proof would surprise everyone and make them happy. Oh. However, the adults had doubted its authenticity, thoroughly bombarding Maria with questions and refusing to accept her story. Even for me, it wasn't hard to imagine how much that must have hurt Maria. Yeah, we couldn't speak to Maria or Jessica. In the end, George Anarchy and I just abandoned ourselves to the sound of the falling rain in the dark night.
台風はどんな感じなんだろうね。
What? We hear the clock in the background. Huh. That's ominous sounding. That kind of like when I first heard the first few ticks, like I opened my eyes. I was like, "What? What the fuck?" And then I realized what it was. But still, it gives more to the sense of what I was saying before about how now the clock is indeed ticking. You know, we have a countdown. We have only so much time to find the gold before the quote-unquote inheritance is collected. Whatever that entails.
ニュースをやってないかな。
George Anarchy started walking over to the corner of the parlor where the television was. He hadn't called me over, and I really couldn't have cared less where the typhoon was on the sea now. So without going over to the television, I loitered around the window. Never seen Battler in a bad mood like that. Oh,
海の
Kitty.
上はひどいのかしらね。天気予報では暴風警報も聞いてたんだけど。
did you leave the siblings to do their thing? What are you doing here?
キリエさんか。大人たちの積もる話はど
Are
んな
they
感じなん
done,
す
or
か
did you just need to sneak away for a bit? She seemed to catch the sarcasm. Kitty-san shrugged.
この胃の痛くなる話は徹夜で続くのかしら。嫌になるわ。
Surprised you were able to get away for a bit.
せいぜいよろしく。じい様の財産分配についてハゲタカごっこをお楽しみくださいってんだ。最低の気分だぜ。
それに関しては同感よ。
The spouses seem to have very, varying levels of involvement and their own levels of how much of a vulture for the inheritance they are. Natsuhi seems very, attached to Kraus and kind of goes along with everything he says. So I think her desire for the money just stems off of, how Kraus, how she's become being married to Kraus as a person. She just seems, she seems rather nice and not the kind of person that would be so animalistic about something like that. But then you see it sometimes. And I feel like that's Kraus rowing off on her. Almost. Kitty-san has been involved. But I get the feeling that she's, of the three spouses, maybe the one that's least vulture-like, if we're going to keep using that term. Especially, I mean, her being here right now says a lot even. And then Hideyoshi seems like a more calm, collected, rational person, but still quite intent, just like on Eva, on securing what's theirs. Getting their share of the pie.
バトラ君みたいに席が外せるなら
See,
私もそうしたい
Kitty
わ
feels like she doesn't even want to be there. It feels different from Hideyoshi, who wants to use like facts and stuff and, his brain to solve the situation and get the inheritance. Or Natsuhi, who kind of, wants to protect her husband and wants it for the sake of her family and her husband. And
でもそうもいかない
Kitty's just here maybe out of obligation.
たとえ発言権がなくてもね
Yeah.
パートナーも大変よ
Yeah. Kitty-san took a deep breath, smiling bitterly. That's right. They probably wouldn't let Kitty-san speak, since she only married into the family. Still, as Dad's partner, she had no choice but to stay by his side and support him. She's probably had to bear the full brunt of this mental pressure much more than me. I wasn't going to apologize, but realizing that I'd spoken too harshly, I cut the sarcasm for the time being.
どんな感じなんすか？相変わらず謎の魔女ベアトリーチェの話題で持ちきりですか？
It sounds so strange, like a group of adults all huddled into a room, arguing and yelling at each other over the so-called pile of gold that came from a witch.
まあね
Like just taking it at face value without any proof. They're all just like immediately,
あの人たちは
I don't
お
know.
じいさまが亡くなった時の遺産分配について兄弟4人で話をまとめようとずっと密約を重ねそこへ未知の5人目が現れて話をややこしくしようっていうんだから穏便な話のわけもないわ
Yeah, even if they're not taking the witch thing as fact, as like at face value, as something supernatural, they're still, super gung-ho about, oh my god, somebody's trying to take our money away from us. How dare they?
互いを罵り合ったりかと思えば共闘しようってことになったり
I mean, yeah, if that's one thing that's very true, is that this whole thing has kind of gotten the four siblings to, a common enemy that gets people to work together, even when they have their own differences.
夏日姉さんでなくても頭痛がしてくるところよ
On the one hand, they all want a larger portion than the other siblings, so they're all rivals. But on the other hand, they don't want 1 yen to be snatched up by anyone other than the siblings, so they're also all allies. Exactly. I hadn't been told the details, but the siblings were apparently discussing how to protect their shares under various situations, setting up a ceasefire agreement and rules to prevent anyone from getting an unfair advantage, even preparing to resort to legal action if absolutely necessary. That they would go this far to preserve their shares was so beyond disgusting that you just had to acknowledge their resilience.
ってことは差し詰め
I feel like age is a big factor here too. That Maria didn't know anything about this. She's just like, whatever. Battler, the next two up, Battler and Jessica, are still innocent enough to look at this and feel disgusted by it. Like they see it all and they want to throw up. They want to puke. They're like, this is awful. You're awful people for acting like this. Then you have the next level up. You have George, who, he's old enough now to understand. He's been in the real world, and he's like, I know you guys, I'm not going to try to make you understand, but at least realize that sometimes this is how life is. Sometimes this is what you have to do. Don't hate them for it. And then you have, of course, the adults who are all in on it and have completely turned. It's a clear like arc here from innocence, to how the real world is as the ages grow up. As you go up older and older in the family.
ベアトリーチェはじいさまからの資格ってとこですかね
An assassin of their wealth.
自分抜きで遺産の分配なんて話を勝手に進めてた息子たちに 一泡吹かせたかったんだろうぜ。
Maybe he thinks it's a joke, something to set him in line, give him a spook.
何者かしらね、ベアトリーチェって。自称してることが全て本当なら、今日まで誰にも知られずにいた謎の人物で、しかもおじい様の隠し黄金の存在を知っていて、
Yeah.
その上当主の指輪まで委ねられている。相当に信頼された
The
人物
head's
ね。
ring.
さすがにほうきにまたがった魔女だとは思わないっすけど、でも魔女と呼ぶに値する怪人物であることは間違いないっすね。
Oh, a witch in another sense. I see. A witch of a person.
マリアちゃんがそのあたりのことを詳しく話してくれればいいのだけど、みんな小さい子にがっつきすぎだわ。
She's going into as much detail as she can. She's telling the truth, I think.
すっかり怯えてしまって、聞けるものも聞けなくなってしまった。あの人たち、北風と太陽とか読んだことないのかしら。
The north wind and the sun.
確かなのはマリアがベ
I
ア
don't
ト
know
リ
if
ー
they're
チェ
gonna
と名乗る
explain
人
that,
物
so
から
I'm gonna look
手紙を受け取ったこ
up in
と。
between. North wind and the sun. Okay.
自分で現れて直接話せばいいものも、手紙を託して今もどこかに身を潜めているっていう
That's
シャイな怪人物ですけどね。
that's Beatrice's thing, is she does not show up. At least not yet. She doesn't show her face when not necessary. It might become necessary very soon, now that the game has begun, in a sense. But during this contract, it seems almost the whole contract, she's just been kept hidden away.
ねえバトラ君、ベア
Yes.
トリーチェなんて人物が本当にいると思う？
Kitty seems to have her doubts. She seems to be struggling with what she believes is going
あ
on
く
here.
までも偽名じゃないっすかね。じい様の代理人としてその妄想の中の魔女の名を名乗ることを許されたとか。
Interesting.
そうじゃなくて、
Oh, what is this? We're starting music. That's creepy. I like it.
今このロッケン島には全部で18人いるの。
18 people, and we needed 11 sacrifices, I believe. Yeah, 11 sacrifices. Knight at first said, oh, it's the 11 right here. We have a box of 11 that all fit perfectly under Kinzo, but I think the servants and everyone are potential in that 11 as well.
19人目が存在すると思う？
I do. Are there really a full 18 people on this island right now? Wondering about that, I began counting on my fingers, and it really did come out to that many.
19人目が存在すると思うって、どういう意味ですか？
I think it's pretty clear what she
言
means.
葉通りの意味よ。
Yep.
マリアちゃんに傘を貸した人物は私たち18人の中にはいないらし
Yep.
い。なら19人目がいて、その人物がマリアちゃんに傘を貸したと思うのが妥当じゃない？
まあそうなりますね。
ならその人物は今どこにいるの？少なくとも雨が降り出した瞬間には島にいた。そしてその後はどんどん天気は悪化して、とても船なんか出せない状態。
Okay. She's in the forest. She's in her forest.
となれば、その人物はまだ島の中にいて、
Correct.
どこかで雨宿りをしていなくてはならない。
She's out there somewhere.
私たち誰の目にも触れずね。
確かに俺たちは屋敷やゲストハウスの中を勝手にうろつき回ってましたが、 でもまあ
Yeah, there's lots of other places you could be if you're not in the mansion or the guest house.
屋敷やゲストハウス以外に雨宿りできるところだってあるのかも。
Right. At about this time, I began to realize what direction Kitty-san's suspicions were taking us in. Kitty-san was denying that a 19th Oh. Oh. Who's the odd one out? Interesting. Oh, I like that. Okay. Beatrice was one of us, 18. Huh. I mean... I'm going to make a guess right now. If Beatrice is revealed to be one of these 18, I would go straight for Kumasawa. And I've said why. I've explained the strange behavior that got to me a few times in my predictions video. But I don't understand how any of these could be Beatrice. Unless they've been putting up an act for... none of the kids are Beatrice. This doesn't make any sense. Well, I don't know. Unless they're like being possessed or something. So I would say one of the staff. Man, this music is freaky. Making my Kumasawa prediction. If that turns out to be the case that one of them is, prediction is Kumasawa. In other words, she thought someone we knew well was tricking us.
ベアトリーチェが自称する通りなら、その人物は間違いなく最高の賓客よ。おじい様が信頼する最高の腹心。そんな人物をおじい様が歓待しないわけがない。
And he gave none of you guys a reception when you arrived here.
お屋敷に迎え入れないわけはないのよ。でも、私たちは誰も見ていない。
待ってくださいよ。それはちょいと請求な推理じゃないですか。確かに誰の目にも触れてはいないけれど、だからって19人目を否定することにはならないんじゃないですか。
That is true. Like what are you basing it off of that there isn't a 19th person?
何かの理由があってこっそり上陸してずっと隠れているのかも。
They could have just gotten here hours before you guys or a day before you guys. They could have found a little hut or shack.
悪魔の証明ってやつっすよ。いることを証明するのはたやすい。ベアトリーチェってやつが俺たちの前に現れて挨拶すりゃ解決する。でも19人目がいないことを証明するのは不可能っすよ。
バトラ君の推理の仕方は悪くないわ。現在の状況では19人目の存在を認めるにも否定するにも情報が足りない。でもね、チェス盤をひっくり返して考えると、ほぼ19人目はありえないって断言できちゃうのよ。
Yeah, you look at it both ways, but... Alright, so you can't say so one way or the other, is what we're saying. Spin the chessboard around was one of Kitty's favorite phrases. I've been influenced by those words and used them myself from time to time. Yeah, I like it. When you get stuck trying to find a move in chess or shogi, then by spinning the board around and looking at everything from your opponent's standpoint, you can often see a strategy that'll give you the upper hand. It means turning things around and putting yourself in your opponent's shoes.
いい？仮に19人目の人物としてベアトリーチェが実在したとして、
Okay.
その人物は誰にも知られることなく、こっそりとこの島に上陸し、ずっと隠れていた。
But the island is big. I don't think that's impossible. Although all this talk about the 18th person has me like excited, and I hope that's the case because it's fun and really neat. But I I don't think that it's implausible that there's an extra person you didn't know about on the island.
何かの理由があってね。ならどうしてわざわざ姿を現してマリアちゃんに手紙を渡したの？
Well, Maria's the only one that could describe her, and no one, no one would believe her. It's like the safe bet if you want to stay hidden is to appear to the person that no one's going to believe if they try to tell others about. It really was a contradiction. If they had some reason for hiding themselves, then they should have stayed hidden the whole time. But they did want the message to get out, so... But even so, they had appeared openly in front of Maria.
それはほらマリアも言ってた。メッセンジャーにされたって言ってたじゃないですか。
Yeah.
マリアが一番年下で素直そうだったからじゃ。
メッセンジャーなんて必要なの？
That's true.
4人の兄弟全員
It's
に
much more ominous and cool if
撲殺す
the
ること
youngest
も
in the
でき
family
ない。
just pulls it out of their bag, though. Really quick, let me just take a look at something. I just want to see... The messenger was never mentioned in the riddle, right? Doesn't look like it. No. Okay, never mind. Just wanted to make sure that wasn't a term that we had heard before or anything.
手紙を持参してこっそり手渡す理由がないのよ。
確かになんだかおかしな話っすね。
そもそもベアトリーチェが存在していて、その存在をアピールしたいならみんなの前に堂々と姿を現せばいいだけの話なのに、現れずマリアちゃんという小さな子を通しておぼろげな輪郭だけでその存在を主張しようとする曖昧さ。矛盾。
Yeah.
もっと考えて。
Okay.
マリアちゃんの前に姿を現し19人目の存在を印象づけるという点と、にもか今この瞬間も私たちの前に姿を現さず隠れ続けている点、
Right.
これらの矛盾、これを念頭に置いた上でチェス盤をひっくり返すの。つまり19人目の人物としてベアトリーチェがいると印象づけたい人物の目論見は何かよ。
It's to throw you off from the fact that there are only 18 people.
姿を隠したい人物ならその存在をアピールするわけがない。そして姿を現したい人物なら手紙を託すなんて遠回しをするわけがない。
So they want to be found. They don't want to hide. They don't want to show themselves. They want to be discovered,
ってこ
maybe.
とは
簡単よ。ベアトリーチェは18人の中にいるのよ。だからこそ18人以外の人物が存在するような幻想を作り出しているのよ。
Yeah.
これ見よがしな19人目のアピール。
It was there to throw everyone off. I see.
それで得をするのは姿を潜めた19人、すでにいる18人の方なのよ。もちろんこの推理は穴だらけ。
It's a little iffy.
いくつかの前提がひっくり返るだ
There's,
けで
there's no
すぐに
guarantees
崩れ
here.
るも
We're
の
all
も
just
だけ
kind of
ど、
going on like what ifs.
私はほぼ間違いないと見てるわ。
Almost completely certain, huh? This is starting to feel pretty creepy. Yeah, if you heard the music, you'd feel even creepier. Someone lent Maria the umbrella and handed her the letter. Supposedly none of the 18 did this, and yet Beatrice was hidden among those 18, supposedly. What was this person planning? Hiding their true form or pretending to be Beatrice?
マリアちゃんの自作自演も疑ったんだけど、文章の内容が非常に手が込んでて、マリアちゃんが自前で用意した
So
と
I
は
guess the
考えが
question
たい。
is it Beatrice pretending to be someone else and hiding among the people? Or are one of the people pretending to be Beatrice and faking the letter? I'm sure it's the first one, but I feel like in story, in character, these people should assume it's the second one more likely. It's the second case, that someone wrote the letter pretending to be Beatrice for some kind of personal gain.
でもマリアちゃんが何者かと共謀している可能性も否定できないわ。
おいおい、マリアは9歳のお子様だぜ。
I don't know how good of a liar Maria is, but
誰と何を共謀するってんだよ。しかも愚直で真面目で素直なあの性分だぜ。
ええ、私もマリアちゃんの性分はよく理解しているわ。でもだからこそあり得ると思うの。魔女に憧れ、その存在を盲信している夢見がちな少女。そこにベアトリーチェと名乗る人物が現れて魔女だと名乗ったら、彼女はそれを大喜びで鵜呑みにして信じる。
つまりあの肖像画のごついドレスを着て変装すればマリアを騙すことは難しくないと。
その論法になっちゃうと私たち女性陣はみんな疑われちゃうことになるんだけどね。とにかくマリアちゃんが何者に出会ったのか、それの詳細を聞くことがこの謎を解く一番にして最も身近な鍵なのよ。しかしその鍵は少女の心の奥に堅くなに閉ざされてしまったわ。
so sorry I've been talking much. I'm just trying to understand their reasoning. Trying to get what Kitty's been saying this whole time. Like, I understand the point she's making. I'm just trying to follow the logic as to how she came to these conclusions. Okay.
みんなが頭ごなしに魔女の存在を否定し、一体その人物は誰なのかと問い詰めすぎた。マリアちゃんは当分大人には心を開かないでしょうね。
Ooh, it's up to you guys to get this information out of her, and then keep it from the adults and go find out things for yourself. Ooh, in the dim hall in front of the portrait of Beatrice, Maria was sobbing. Oh. No one believes you.
誰もね、マリアがベアトリーチェに会ったことを信じて、ベアトリーチェとくれた手紙も見せたのに、それでも信じてくれないの。
Someone needs to go talk to her. Make her feel better. What's going on?
とにかく
The
鍵は
music
マリアちゃんが握ってる
Back
わ。
to just rain.
ベアトリーチェが18人の中にいるのか19人目なのか、それを知る鍵をね。
Right. That's the first thing to solve.
マリアは頑固だぜ。あいつへそを曲げるとなかなか機嫌を直さないからな。
You can do it. Come on,
大人の
Battler.
私より子供のバトラ君の方が機嫌を直せる
I
確
agree.
率は高そうよ。彼女の機嫌が直ったら聞いてみて。
First, you gotta
遺
cheer up.
産分配がどうのこうのって話には関心ないけど、こんな王道洋館ミステリーみたいなシチュエーションには
It is
ワクワク
exciting.
しちゃわない？
It's a little activity, a little mystery to solve while you're here and you don't want to pay attention to your parents' inheritance bullshit.
知的好奇心がうずくわ。
Whoops.
う
Didn't
んざ
read
り
that
する
last
よう
one.
な金の話に付き合わされてもワクワクとは。
Makes your
実にタフな
intellectual
ことだぜ。
curiosity ache. Interesting.
大人はすげえや。
I think Kitty's more interested in all this mystery stuff over the inheritance stuff as well. I shrugged exasperately, but I did notice something. Kitty noticed how dejected I was after overhearing our parents' turbulent discussion, and was probably trying to clear the air. At the very least, I'd recovered enough to voice my complaints. She wasn't my real mother, so I'd never felt like calling her my mom. But it did make me think she's a real adult.
おうガキども
Oh, hello.
ここにいたのか。
Are you guys done talking for the moment?
キリエも長え化粧直しじゃねえか。
Is that how she excused herself?
俺も次からは化粧をしてくることにするぜ。
There you go.
ごめんな
Did
さい。
both of you sneak away for now?
女の化粧は長いのよ。どう？兄弟水入らずの話し合いは。
さぞや和気あいあいとしてるだろうよ。
Kitty-san poked the weak spot under my arm with her elbow.
一度頭を冷やそうってことで小休止。
That's a good idea. You need a break, jeez.
こりゃ夜通し
Everyone at each other's throats.
泣けてくれ。
His way of talking hadn't changed, but he couldn't completely hide his fatigue. I couldn't say I was sympathetic, but he looked pitiful compared to his normal, energetic self.
しかしひでえ雨だな。ゲストハウスに戻るのも嫌になるぜ。夏日姉さんが屋敷で泊まれるよう準備してくれる。
Oh, we're all staying in the mansion tonight. Interesting.
3階になった時に考えてもいいんじゃない？部屋に戻る体力もなくなってたら、その時はお世話になりましょうよ。
そうだな。
Just an option.
その時に考えりゃいいか。
Might be a way to separate people. Some people go to the guest house, some people stay in the mansion. Separation can, lead to certain things, plot-wise.
バトラーはどうする？
俺がいちゃお邪魔だろうからよ。
Go grab Maria and get her out of
ここに
here.
戻るぜ。
そうか。すぐ戻るのか。
さあな。一人で戻ったって寂しいしよ。子供全員で揃って帰ることにするぜ。
そうだな。そうするといい。
Okay.
それで、バトラー。お前、今夜はそうは簡単には寝ないだろう。
What does that mean? What kind of question
多
is that?
分いとこたちとおしゃべりしてるだろうからな。
Why are you asking?
夜更かししそうな気配はあるぜ。それがどうかしたのかよ。
そうか。もし、大人たちの会議が終わってお前がまだ起きてたら、
Oh,
ちょっと家族
interesting.
でしたい話があるんだ。
Just the two of you or Kitty too?
なんだよ。
Yeah, it probably sounds like something he's not used to
何
hearing.
もねえな。
Yep. Apparently, Kitty-san was thinking the same thing. What are you talking about? She asked him in a small voice. It looked like Kitty-san didn't have a clue what Dad meant either.
キリエにも聞いてもらいたい話だ。後で話すから、今は聞くな。
Interesting. What's that about?
頼む。
I don't know anyone who neglects the concept of family as much as this old bastard. And now he's saying we're going to have a talk as a family. Both Kitty-san and I couldn't help but get wide-eyed.
そうビビった顔すんな。ビビりてえのは俺の方なんだ。何しろ。
After all, I'm not used to this. At that point, he swallowed his words for an instant, even though putting on airs of importance wasn't much like my dad.
気持ち悪いぜ、親父。今、家族は全員
Suddenly so out of character. What's going on with him?
もったいぶらずに言えよ。
Oh, what's going on here? Before I hit click next, what could he want to talk about? If he's to the point where he's like, all do or die against the other siblings and he's ready to, basically, in a sense, go to war with them and no longer pull any punches and just go gung-ho with the whole inheritance thing. Maybe he wants to talk to them about, like, not trusting the rest of the family anymore or, not talking to them anymore. I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of a weak guess, I think. Just trying to think of something he could possibly want to say. Now, what's going on here
俺は多分
tonight?
今夜殺されるだろう。
What? What? Rudolph. Tonight I will be killed. What is that about? Alright, here, I wrote it down. Okay, what the fuck? How would you know that? You know something that we don't. This is just a generic 6 on the first Twilight. I don't know what that is. Why would you say that? I don't know if this has anything to do with the conversation that the kids left out on or not. But clearly Rudolph and possibly all the siblings are letting on that they aren't letting on how much they know information-wise. Is there a reaction to this? There was a huge crash of thunder. It must have been really close. Dad's expression, brightly illuminated by the lightning, was burned into my eyes. Dad's face, which always looked so sure of itself, and which always wore a taunting expression, was strangely frail in a way I couldn't really explain. What's Kitty's reaction to this? It was so worn out that he looked like a different person.
Huh? 何言ってんだよ、ガルでもね。
The clock again.
同感よ。
Okay, so neither of them. No, you guys should be taking what he's saying seriously, I
ど
think.
うしたの？急に弱気ね。
Don't blow this off.
あなたらしくもない。
I mean, I understand why you'd think it was a joke.
俺も化粧直しに行ってくる。
But from a reader's perspective, we know that something's going on here. Something is wrong.
ついてくんなよ。
Are we going to see him again? Dad turned away weakly. After that, only Kitty and I were left, still wide-eyed. What the fuck?
なんだってんだ。今夜殺される？
That is what he said. Probably be
ま
killed.
さか。あの妙な手紙のせいで、親父ビビっちまったのか。
No one would just instantly come to the conclusion I'll probably be killed by listening to that letter.
連続殺人者の映画の見過ぎだぜ。
What are you thinking, Kitty? Kitty-san did not answer my light-hearted words and continued to stare at my dad's disappearing back. I don't know if the sprite is betraying your actual feelings right now. Are you concerned? Because that looks like a slight smile, like, oh, you. But I don't think that's how you're actually feeling.
バトラ君はルドルフさんに今話せと言ったら話さず立ち去った。みんなに話すことがあると言い出しながら答えなかった。どうして？チェス盤をひっくり返す。
Okay. Alright. Why would he not do
する
that?
と
話すと言っておきながら話せない矛盾。
Maybe if you knew the full story, you'd try to stop it, and that would be bad somehow. Or it's not as bad as you think, but he needs you to believe. I don't know.
なんすかね。親父側から見ると何か見えてきま
It's
すか。
too vague of a situation to really try and understand what he has to gain by not telling them any more than that one sentence.
ええ、見えるわよ。
Okay.
話したいことがある。でも自分から言い出す勇気がない。だから追ってきて俺に話しかけて聞き出してくれが正解ね。
Interesting.
ついてくるなも逆の意味よ。ついてきて俺を問い詰めてくれが正解。
Interesting.
まったく甘えん坊さんなんだから。
You gonna go?
そういう推理でいいんすか？
名探偵や名刑事が男女の気持ちや心を推理できる？異性の気持ちを探るのは何次元のトリックを暴くよりはるかに高度な技術なのよ。私に言わせれば名作推理小説より恋愛小説の方がよっぽど難解なミステリーなんだから。
はあ、そういうもんすかね。
私はあの甘えん坊さんと一緒に普段は虚勢を張ってるけど、今夜はかなりの激論で疲れて
Someone gonna go after him?
誰かに寄りかかりたい気持ちなんでしょうね。それに応えるのがパートナーの役目よ。
You gonna go?
は そりゃお熱いこと。じゃあうちのクソ親父の世話をよろしく頼みますよ。
Alright.
ええ、
Kitty will go
任せておいて。
talk to him. I called out to Kitty-san's departing back.
何？
いやありがとよって。
Arigato.
おかげで陰鬱な気分がだいぶ晴れたぜ。
She did come in and talk to you a lot. It was a good time with Kitty. Something I think we needed.
コミュニケーションは大事ね。
After answering with a wink, Kitty-san followed after Dad. Okay, what are we at? 51 minutes. We had a cut to scene change. I will stop it here and move on to the next episode of recording. All right, so a huge conversation with Kitty. The most important and interesting, obviously, of which is the discussion of the 18th/19th person. Is someone out there in the rain, or is someone in the household, on the property, either pretending to be Beatrice for some reason, or actually Beatrice? Those are the possibilities. Who is to gain most from pretending to be Beatrice? I don't know. I'm not sure. Obviously, like I said, if it was the other way around and someone were Beatrice pretending to be one of these people, Kumasawa would be my first guess. If it were the other way, if it were the other way and someone wanted to fake being Beatrice to get a rise out of others, to get people to act a certain way, to manipulate the situation in a certain way. I mean, I don't think Kinzo might have a motivation to do it, but I don't think he did it. I don't really know who else would fit the bill of like standing to gain from that exactly. Not enough information, I think. We'll have to wait and see what the next few hours give us for information. All right. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next episode.